Welcome to the Royal Daily Tea YouTube channel. Please be advised all of my videos are for entertainment purposes only, based 100% on my own opinion, my own theories, and my own research. All of my information can be found on the public domain and falls under the fair use guidelines. Please feel free to do your own research. Hi everyone, it's Michelle and welcome back to the Royal Daily Tea. Sorry I've been a little bit late with videos, but I've been extremely busy with work. So over the next few days, I'm probably going to drop smaller videos, but hopefully we'll get some really good royal tea out to you. So sit back and relax, grab yourself a beverage, and let's jump into the Royal Daily Tea. So there has been a lot of topics circulating over the past couple of days. You know, what's next for the royal family? Is there going to be any healing between the royals and Harry and Meghan? Well, of course, we were all looking toward the funeral. All eyes were on the royal family as well as the Sussexes. And let's just be honest here, that body language, guys, didn't tell any lies. I don't believe there's going to be any reconciliation anytime soon. In my personal opinion, it actually looked worse. It looked worse. I mean, the Platinum Jubilee was a first sneak peek and a preview, right, into the body language and the feelings between the Sussexes and the royal family. It was very, very clear to everyone where Harry and Meghan stand with the royal family. I mean, they're pretty much aligned to the tier 2 bench warmers, you know, the tier 2 royals. Again, you have to remember, Harry, you're fifth in line to the throne. You're not a working royal. You're not really relevant. You walked away, son. You walked away from the royal family. That was your choice. And then you bashed your family. So when you go back to the Platinum Jubilee, first of all, the fact you were even invited to be at the Jubilee, first off, let's give, applause to the royal family. No matter what you think about the royal family, they're very polarizing. You either love them or you hate them. They're very black or white. They're not perfect people, but they are people and they are a family. There is two sides to the royals. There is the firm, which is the family business. It is the working royals. It is the institution of the monarchy. Then there is the royal family, which is the mother, the father, the sister, the brother, the grandmother, the cousins, the actual people in the family. So when Harry and Meghan were striking out, they were striking out against the institution, against the family business, but then they also struck out against the actual family members, and they made it personal, making accusations of racism, these blanketed statements that are hard to take back, they're hard to prove, and in this day and age, you don't have to prove racism, you just have to say it, and people will automatically jump on board and say, yep, it must be true because Harry said it. It must be true because Meghan said it. Well, that's not always the case. I mean, we have people like Jussie Smollett, that actor who was trying to get some clout, who made up that whole fake racist attack. I think he said they were Trump supporters or whatever they were, white people, and it turned out to be a complete hoax that he had paid and orchestrated. In my opinion, Meghan Markle is a very revengeful woman. She didn't get what she wanted from the royals, therefore she was going to lash out. They say hurt people hurt people. And I believe Harry and Meghan are two very spoiled, petulant individuals who both, their entire life, were used to getting everything handed to them. Meghan was very spoiled by her father. Her dad did everything for her. He made her into a princess, and she just expected everyone to follow suit, and pretty much they did. She was very lucky that she married her first husband, Trevor Engelson, who apparently helped her get on Suits, did everything for her. She no longer needed Trevor. He got his wedding rings back in the mail. So long, sweetheart. And she moved up to Prince Harry. Okay, Prince Harry Also spoiled, very petulant little prince whose mommy spoiled him extra because she was afraid, because William was the heir and he was the spare, that he needed extra attention. Harry has lived a very privileged life. Behind his gilded cage, behind the zoo, the man had a pretty good setup. I mean, the guy wasn't going to be king. People didn't expect too much from Harry. Harry got away with, oh, wild Harry, that's just Harry. Oh, you're wearing a racist uniform? That's okay, Harry. We're going to cover that for you, son. Don't worry about it. Shh, we won't tell anybody. It's just wild little Harry. We all love Harry. You know, the prodigal son, everyone loved Harry. They just kind of swept it under the carpet, his bad behavior. But William, oh, he couldn't get away with that, could he? Because he was the future king. But Harry got all the perks without the responsibility. Sound familiar? Kind of like what they're doing now, getting all of the royal perks without any of the rules and the responsibility. Sounds like, you know, a cakewalk to me. So you have two narcissistic people coming together. I mean, talk about a perfect union. I'm really beginning to believe they're made for each other, guys. There may not be a divorce because they literally found their soulmate. You have two narcissistic, spoiled brats who've come together and had pity parties and cry in their golden teacups as they're counting their millions upon millions of dollars. Daddy, I want more. Daddy, I want more. You know, little Miss Meghan, okay? So when you say that they're going to be reconciled, it's not going to happen. I think the royal family has finally realized with Harry and Meghan, you can't trust them. These two are desperate to hold on to money, to their deals, to fame. I think Harry and Meghan are starting to realize there's a lot more work outside of the royal family when you got to sing for your supper. Harry and Meghan are realizing the grass isn't greener. People are starting to turn on them. So in my opinion, in order for Harry and Meghan to keep that Netflix deal, to keep that Spotify deal, and to keep the people at Penguin Random House happy, they got to produce the goods. You know, Meghan in her podcast is constantly playing the ABCs of going down the line, literally, and every week picking out a new word where she takes a dig at the royal family. She also just did that cut interview where she slammed the royal family. We also had the Netflix deal and Harry's memoir. So the royal family had to put on a brave face and invite Harry and Meghan, you know, their family, right? You can't get rid of family, to the Queen's funeral. But make no mistake, there was no love lost there. It was very cold. It was very frosty. There was no interaction. The interesting thing is it didn't appear that Harry and Meghan had much interaction with anybody, not even Princess Eugenie and her husband, Jack Brooksbank. There was a very weird interaction that went on there when they were waiting for their cars. Very weird body language. You know, you have to remember Jack Brooksbank and Princess Eugenie saw them when they were in LA. They're supposed to be besties, and they were renting out Frogmore Cottage, which they're not anymore because now they're spending half their time in Portugal and the other half they're staying at the old place that Harry used to live at. But I'm wondering if there's some bad blood there because the body language was off the charts. And the body language guy did a whole breakdown of that little weird interaction. But Meghan didn't even interact with Princess Eugenie. You know, at the Platinum Jubilee, Meghan was doing that fake little, what is it, Cheshire cat grin, like, oh, I'm so happy to be here. Oh, look at me. She was cheesing it and talking to people who weren't there, pretending to have conversations with people. And I just find it really funny that at the funeral, there was absolutely no interactions, no fake interactions. Meghan literally just sat there stone-faced with her fake tear. Meghan Left Eye Markle. It was really, really strange how there was absolutely no interaction between Meghan, Harry, Princess Eugenie, and Jack Brooksbank. You think she would have been dying for some kind of attention, right? Because she was getting nothing from Kate, nothing from William. Even Princess Charlotte and Prince George were like, She even gave her, like, she was trying to interact with her and Charlotte just turned around and ignored her. They were getting the cold shoulder from everyone. And so a lot of people, of course, you know, in the media, this is drawing a lot of attention now. The funeral got 1 billion views. So everyone, it seems like, is weighing in on the Harry and Meghan situation. And it's kind of annoying, especially for people who don't know anything about the situation. And they're like, oh, that poor Harry and Meghan, they're such victims. The royal family, they're so evil and jealous. I don't understand why people are hating on Meghan. I've had so many people on TikTok come up to me and say stuff. I don't know why you're hating on her. You're a bully. And it's like, no, calling someone out on their actions does not make me a bully. It means I'm calling them on their actions. If anyone was a bully, it was Meghan and Harry. But again, people don't understand everything that it has transpired in the past 2.5 years. They don't know about the Oprah Winfrey interview or the Cut magazine or the podcast that Meghan is doing or the veiled threats of, I have a lot to say, and all these hidden journals that we know is going to turn into a book. We know Meghan Markle is going to come out with a tell-all book, but it's not going to happen until after Prince Harry's memoir hits the bookshelves. So when Harry and Meghan go to the royal family, what did they expect to get? A warm hug and embrace? Maybe they had that behind the scenes, but they certainly did not have that in the public. Again, the royal family cannot take it sitting down anymore. You can't continue to take abuse from somebody who you know you can't trust. And I think Meghan and Harry have definitely broken the family's trust, and they hurt their grandmother in her last year of life. And that is unforgivable, in my opinion. But people don't want to hear that. They just want to hear what Meghan was slaying. She was slaying at the funeral. And look, I thought she looked pretty. She gave me the Alexis Carrington vibes. She gave good face, the old Hollywood face. Now, I got to be honest with you, her outfit does look a little witchy poo. It does look a little Halloween-y, but I still thought she was beautiful. Again, giving me the Alexis Carrington vibes. She was radiating this very negative energy. She wasn't smiling. She wasn't interacting. She looked very unfriendly and then had the fake little tear that went down her eye just in time for the camera. Again, Meghan Left Eye Markle, okay, with her fake little on cue crying. It was very interesting to see the interaction with Prince Harry with his family when they were standing outside waiting for Her Majesty's coffin to arrive at the church. I mean, even Prince Andrew was invited into the fold, and Harry was set all the way back by himself. There was no interaction with him. That, to me, was very telling and how the royal family feels about Harry and Meghan. They feel like, we can't trust you, son. You have to remember, Harry's memoir is still coming out and nobody knows what's going to be in it. And King Charles, okay, he's not messing around. So there was the big brouhaha. Will Lily and will Archie get the HRH title? Now, technically, when King Charles became king, they became prince and princess on paper, although the line of succession is still referring to them as Master Archie Mountbatten Windsor and Miss Lilibet Mountbatten Windsor. It is up to Charles to decide if they get the HRH status. Now, it is rumored that King Charles will not make that decision until after Harry releases his memoir. Now, there's some reports that Harry was pushing to get his book published in November, but now there's another rumor circulating, again, there's nothing confirmed, that the book might be pushed back until next year because Harry wants to add the Queen's funeral into the book. So I don't know how true that is. But between the two of them, honestly, I wouldn't be surprised. I feel like the money's getting a little tight and they're getting a lot of pressure from Netflix and Spotify to produce the goods. You know, they got to keep the lights on over in Montecito. That housing unit, y'all, is getting very expensive. They got those 16 bathrooms that their maids got to clean, guys. That's a lot of moolah to pay out to the help. But Harry and Meghan, in my opinion, are becoming very desperate, but they are still relying upon the ignorance of most of the people out there to not know the truth, to not know the whole story and the history and the things that they have done, not only to the royal family, but also to Meghan's family. It's going to be very interesting to see what happens, but I personally do not see a reconciliation happening anytime soon between Harry, Meghan, and the royal family, and I put the blame 100% on Harry and Meghan. If Harry and Meghan weren't out there selling their soul and their secrets to the highest bidder and trashing the royal family, they might have had a shot. But it is said that Her Majesty the Queen in her final days was extremely upset. She was extremely hurt, and she didn't understand why Harry and Meghan were doing what they were doing. And to me, that is the greatest offense. Your literal 96-year-old granny was battling an illness and you were hurting her for money. How do you look at yourself in the mirror? Seriously, is the money really worth it? Is it all about money for you? And title? Like again, it's just bizarre because they had everything at their fingertips. It was literally given to them and they pushed it away, and now they're trying to inch their way back in, but with a camera crew. It's bizarre. This whole thing with Harry and Meghan is bizarre. So let me know your thoughts. Do you think that the royal family can trust Harry and Meghan? Do you think there's going to be a royal reconciliation? Leave me your comments and thoughts, guys, down below. As always, I appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you so much for stopping by my channel. You guys, we are growing. We're getting close to 19,000 subscribers. I have a goal of hitting 25,000 subscribers by the end of the year. I have around 40% of my viewers are not subscribed. So if you would consider subscribing to my channel, I would greatly appreciate it. And also, thank you so much to the people who have donated super thanks and to my coffee fund. I really appreciate you guys. You don't know how much that really helps my channel. As always, I appreciate you being here. Check me out on all my other socials, and I will see you in the next video. Bye, guys.